So first flat earthers tried using a level, and then they tried using a bubble app. Unfortunately, they didn't realise the Glober community will dismiss the idea with one word. All together now, gravity. You know, Globers use gravity for everything, and flat earthers use perspective for everything. Putting a bubble app on a plane was actually a good idea. It was just executed poorly, and it used the wrong type of accelerometer. But we'll get to that soon. Before we begin, I want to pay my last respects to Wolfie6020 by letting him explain what the problem has been so far. Take it away, Wolfie.
So the purpose of this video is to demonstrate why it is completely pointless to take a bubble level or an app-based bubble level on a mobile phone onboard an aircraft expecting it to work reliably, because it will not. I'm going to compare two phone apps, one of an artificial horizon and one of a bubble level, against two aviation grade attitude heading reference systems on board the Qantas aircraft when I was returning home from Sydney the other day. You will see that when the aircraft is turning, the aviation grade instruments indicate the turn correctly, the phone based apps are easily fooled and they indicate level even while the aircraft is turning. So this video is absolute proof why it is completely pointless to take these levels on board the aircraft, and quite deceptive to then present that evidence as evidence of a flat earth. So in this video, we're going to be using two aviation grade attitude heading reference systems on board the Qantas aircraft when I was returning from the USA to Sydney, and comparing the indications from these units to the indications in two mobile phones using a bubble level app and also an artificial horizon app. Now the first unit is this Dynon Avionics D2, which I have shown you in a previous video. It is self-contained and it's basically a miniature artificial horizon. But the second instrument is a new unit that I picked up while in the USA last week, and it's called a Stratus 2S. Now, this has multiple features, and one of those is a portable attitude heading reference system which you can use on an iPad. There are several apps. The one on the left is running ForeFlight, and the one on the right is running a special app dedicated for this.
So let's make the issue crystal clear for everyone. On a globe, the plane does not fly in a straight line when compared to its position at takeoff. It follows the curve of the Earth, with gravity gently pulling its nose down, so the plane always remains perpendicular to the line that intersects the center of the Earth. On a flat plane, it would actually stay in a straight line, and the nose would not drop at the rate of 22.5 degrees in a 3-hour flight. So the nose of the plane physically drops when compared to its starting position. The question is, how do we measure this? How do we take gravity out of the equation? Well, first we honour Wolfie by buying the highest aviation grade accelerometer we can get. This one is highly rated and is specifically designed for aviation. This is how you buy it. And this is my submission for a quote that I sent to them earlier, just waiting back for the price. So our next step is to eliminate gravity. And no, I don't mean anti-gravity. I mean eliminate the variable of gravity by changing the settings of the accelerometer using its default software.
In today's video, we're going to demonstrate the difference between the local navigation and body frames in the ADIS 16480 IMU using the IMU evaluation software package. When using the local navigation frame, the accelerometers will respond to dynamic acceleration but will not respond to static orientation changes. On the waveform recorder, the red and green lines in the middle part of the screen represent the X and Y axis responses for the accelerometer, which settle back to 0G regardless of orientation. The blue line represents the z-axis, which settles back to 1g regardless of orientation. Using the Register Access menu, we can access the EKF configuration register to switch from the local navigation frame to the body frame. Writing a hex number of 208 to this register makes this switch while preserving all other configuration settings. Well, as we return to the waveform recorder, we can see that the accelerometer now responds to both dynamic acceleration and the orientation changes with respect to gravity. As we close this out, we want to take a moment to thank you for your interest in high-performance inertial MEMS products from Analog Devices.
So once we have an aviation-grade accelerometer, with gravity taken out of the equation, poor Neil won't be able to perform this routine again. And I'm also giving Mick plenty of notice on this one. He'll need it. With gravity and refraction not a factor, his options are limited. But I have faith in Mick. He can explain away anything.
Neil, I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
That's what I do. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.